we feel that the gap in valuation between the US and Europe, which has always existed, and the US equity market's more expensive, it's performed extremely well in the last decade, really, very consistently, but the gap in valuation between the two is very large at the moment. And as we heard just now, the IFO survey has been a little bit better in Germany. Some of that data is improving very, very modestly, and that should help not close the gap, far from it, but certainly narrow it a little bit.
But I was looking at some research, like if you look at S&P, earnings expectations, they just keep on rising. Like, is there an end to how much some of these companies can grow?
I think that US is growing fast. I totally agree. And you see that for the economy. You're probably going to get first quarter GDP around 3%. So fast pace of growth, whereas in Europe, we'll be lucky to get above zero. Hopefully it will be above zero in the first quarter. But I guess it's a case of what's in the price. And already US companies are highly valued for that growth. And I would say if you look at earnings growth year on year, it is decelerating compared to where we were at the very end of last year for US stocks.
Do you worry that the markets are discounting any kind of geopolitics event because of inflation that could even for ECB not to, or do one cut and then be done?
Yes, I mean, I think everyone has pushed out their expectations for when the Fed might start cutting rates. We have ourselves a little bit, and there is of course a risk that they don't even cut this year. Some people have even discussed a hike, not our view. So, of course, I think from an equity perspective, it's not for all bad reasons. It's because growth has been good, largely, but also inflation has been a bit sticky. And to your point, as well as inflation being sticky because of higher wages and higher services spend, etc., you've also got the additional issue that if commodity prices have been rising because of geopolitical risk or supply constraints, that gives us another kick to inflation, which won't be helpful either. But I feel in Europe, the disinflationary trend from very low growth that we've had in the last few quarters is still very much there. Gas prices have risen, but they're still so far from their peak. As storage levels are good, etc. Europe shouldn't have the crisis that it did last time.